Emmylou Harris was born in 1947 in Birmingham, Alabama, into a military family. Her father, a Marine Corps officer, served in World War II and the Korean War, and for a time was listed as missing in action. The eventual return brought wounds, physical and emotional, that were seldom spoken aloud. In this household, resilience was not a choice, but an obligation, and emotions were subordinated to duty. Constant relocations from Alabama to North Carolina and Virginia taught Emmylou early how to adapt, leave friends behind, and observe quietly. By the time she reached Garfield High School in Woodbridge, Virginia, she excelled academically, played saxophone, and was even elected Miss Woodbridge. But behind this composed exterior was a child learning discipline over impulse. Music entered her life not through country, but folk, offering a space where emotion could exist without explanation. A guitar from her grandfather became more than an instrument. It was a doorway to self-expression, and the medium through which she would one day communicate her deepest truths. Discovering voice and direction, music became Emmylou's refuge during adolescence, a language through which she could articulate the feelings that life demanded she suppress. In high school and beyond, she performed quietly while maintaining strict self-control. After graduating, she enrolled at the University of North Carolina at Greensboro, initially pursuing acting rather than music. On stage, she learned precision, movement, voice, and timing, mastering a craft that demanded emotion on command. Yet outside structured rehearsals, folk music flowed naturally, untrained, instinctive, and deeply personal. By night, she performed small gigs to earn money, a quiet contrast to her daytime routines. Acting taught control, music taught honesty. By 1967, Emmylou made the decisive choice to leave college and pursue music full-time, moving first to Virginia Beach, then New York's Greenwich Village. There she worked by day and sang by night, immersing herself in a folk scene that demanded resilience, patience, and the courage to perform without recognition. Early struggles and personal sacrifices. Emmylou's early career intertwined with personal upheaval. She met musician Tom Slocum during the late 1960s folk circuit, and marriage quickly followed. The birth of their daughter, Hallie, split Emmylou's life between motherhood and music. Touring and late-night gigs clashed with the stability a child required. Exhaustion, not scandal, led to the dissolution of the marriage in 1971. Emmylou sent Hallie to live with grandparents for stability while she returned to the precarious performing life. In Washington, D.C., she sang nightly in small venues, surviving on her voice and determination. There were no bright lights, no accolades, only the discipline of standing through uncertainty. Through these years, Emmylou honed endurance as a skill. Those quiet, low-profile performances would lead her to chance encounters that shifted her path, introducing her to musicians and collaborators who recognized the potential of her voice beyond survival. Voices like Chris Hillman and eventually Graham Parsons. Breakthrough with Graham Parsons meeting. Parsons marked a turning point. Emmylou's folk roots merged with country rock, creating a sound that balanced fragility with toughness. Their collaboration produced GP in 1973, followed by Grievous Angel, blending folk, country, and contemporary rock. Parsons' death in September 1973 was devastating. It tested Emmylou's resolve. She could have stepped away, yet she chose to continue, releasing Grievous Angel posthumously in 1974 and proving that loss could translate into artistic momentum. Her 1975 album, Pieces of the Sky, reflected this choice. Songs like Boulder to Birmingham carried grief without melodrama, intimacy without explanation. These works established Emmylou as an independent voice in country music, no longer an accompanist or shadow of Parsons, but an artist in full possession of her craft, capable of translating personal loss into emotional resonance that listeners could feel deeply without ever needing explicit detail. Rise to stardom by 1975 and 1976, Emmylou's career flourished. Elite Hotel and the formation of her touring band solidified her presence in country music, balancing folk authenticity with Nashville polish. Musicians like James Burton, Glenn D. Hardin, and Rodney Crowell shaped a sound that retained storytelling soul while conquering mainstream appeal. Albums like Luxury Liner and Quarter Moon in a 10-cent town combined discipline, instinct, and lyrical intimacy, showing her mastery over craft and emotion. Emmylou's success brought new pressures, expectations to recreate past triumphs and to sustain a relentless touring and recording schedule. Yet even amid rising fame, her artistry remained rooted in honesty. Every performance and recording was not a display of technical prowess, but a careful negotiation between personal experience and musical storytelling, a method that transformed Americana into a space where vulnerability and strength could coexist seamlessly. Personal life and marriages. Amid rising professional demands, Emmylou's personal life remained complicated. Her marriage to Brian Aherne, producer of many of her albums, began in 1977. Professionally aligned, personally connected, the marriage initially provided stability. Their second daughter, Megan, was born in 1979. Yet the unrelenting pace of tours and studio sessions slowly eroded private life. Work left no room for family rhythms. By 1984, the marriage ended, quietly but definitively. Emmylou's third marriage, to Paul Kennelly in 1985, followed a similar pattern: collaboration, shared intensity, and eventually the unavoidable reality that creativity consumed private life. Their divorce in 1993 was faced with clarity. Emmylou accepted that she might not sustain traditional marriages, but could maintain decency and integrity afterward. These experiences informed her artistry, channeling personal upheaval into music that spoke truth without artifice. Artistic rebirth. The 1990s marked a profound rebirth. Albums like Wrecking Ball, 1995, and Red Dirt Girl, 2000, abandoned conventional country expectations in favor of atmospheric, introspective, and emotionally complex work. Collaborating with Daniel Lanois, Emmylou embraced space and shadow, transforming her voice into a conduit for memory, reflection, and raw experience. These works earned critical acclaim and Grammys, positioning her at the center of the Americana movement. She had passed her peak commercial years, yet reclaimed control over artistic identity. Each song became a negotiation between the public persona and private experience, allowing her to expand boundaries of the genre while retaining the emotional honesty that defined her career. Later, years and legacy. By the 2000s, Emmylou Harris's life and music had achieved a delicate balance. With children grown and grandchildren present, she could participate selectively in family life. Tours and albums continued, yet she retained personal boundaries. Her engagement with social causes, benefit concerts, and mentorship reflected a maturity rooted in lived experience. The 2013 release of Old Yellow Moon with Rodney Crowell was both a musical statement and a demonstration of graceful maturity. Emmylou had endured loss, creative pressure, and personal sacrifice. Her voice now carried wisdom and emotional clarity. She lived on her own terms, proving that an artist could sustain a life rich in meaning without conventional structures, and that music itself could provide both vocation and refuge. Enduring influence. Emmylou Harris's legacy lies not in awards or record sales, though both were plentiful. It lies in the persistent honesty of her work, her insistence on placing emotion above market considerations, and her ability to bridge genres, folk, country, and rock, while retaining narrative intimacy. Her collaborations empowered other female artists, exemplified by the trio albums with Dolly Parton and Linda Ronstadt, proving that solidarity could reshape industry expectations. Through decades of personal and professional trial, Emmylou remained a model of endurance, artistic courage, and self-definition. Her music continues to resonate not merely as entertainment, but as a refuge, a testimony to a life lived fully, navigated through contradiction, and defined by a voice capable of carrying both sorrow and hope